Exactly $6.5 million over the $301 million salary cap limit right now. And the front office is literally forced to execute a $15 million bloodletting before the March 11th deadline just to keep the lights on. We aren't talking about hypotheticals or talk radio rumors here. We are talking about raw, brutal mathematics. The Chicago Bears are staring down a cap sheet that's about to catch fire, and the first major casualty is officially on the block. Brad Biggs over at the Tribune just dropped the hammer on entire city. The team has officially granted linebacker Tremaine Edmunds permission to seek a trade this offseason. This isn't a friendly suggestion, it's a financial mandate. You don't just hand a Pro Bowl caliber linebacker a permission slip to leave town unless your back is completely against the wall. Edmunds is sitting on a massive $17.4 million cap hit for the 2026 season. Ryan Poles is playing a dangerous game with the cap, and the bill is coming due right now. The Bears have to be compliant. We aren't even talking about having money to sign shiny new free agents yet. We are talking about basic, fundamental league compliance by the time the clock strikes midnight on March 11th. Moving Edmunds is the absolute primary lever or roster liquidity. It's a mathematical necessity. If Poles trades him, it clears exactly $15 million in cap space and leaves us with a highly manageable $2.4 million in dead money. It's the cleanest move on the board. But let's be real about the gut punch of this business. Edmunds was our defensive heartbeat. He led this entire defense with 112 combined stops last year. He pulled down 4 interceptions. He was playing out of his mind, diagnosing plays before the snap right through the first 10 games before he got banged up. But Poles has his business hat firmly strapped on. He's clearing the decks now so we don't end up trapped in cap hell like the Saints do every single year. Think about that logic for a second. You've got a defense that's finally starting to look like a Monsters of the Midway unit again, and you're hacking the arm off to save the body. Edmunds isn't some washed-up veteran looking for a final paycheck. He's 27 years old. He's in his prime. But when you're $6.5 million in the red, the spreadsheet doesn't care about your tackle numbers or your leadership in the locker room. It only cares about that $15 million relief valve. But you don't just snap your fingers and trade a $17.4 million contract. The acquiring team has to be willing to absorb that massive base salary. Poles is betting the house that a team desperate for a true field general Mike linebacker will cough up a mid-round pick. So you clear that $15 million. What do you buy with that cash? You buy violence. You buy sacks. Because right now, the trenches in Chicago are an absolute joke. 35 sacks. That's it. That's the entire output of this pass rush over 17 games. When you only scrape together 35 sacks across a 17-game gauntlet, offensive coordinators literally stop respecting you. Austin Booker showed a few flashes, sure, but he isn't ready to be the main guy. Moving that money from Edmunds is the only way we actually fix this nightmare on the edge. And that brings us to the market and the massive gamble brewing in New York, Kayvon Thibodeaux. ESPN just dropped their top 15 trade targets list, giving Thibodeaux a 70% chance of being moved and listing the Bears as a top landing spot. But let's rip the cover off this contract because acquiring Thibodeaux isn't some cheap reclamation project. The Giants already exercised his 5th-year option. If you know what that means in this league, it means locking in a fully guaranteed $14.75 million base salary for 2026. Every single penny of that transfers completely in a trade. I want you to really digest what a fully guaranteed option means. If Thibodeaux comes to Chicago, throws on that navy and orange, and decides to take plays off, you are eating all of that $14.75 million. You can't cut him without destroying your cap. You can't restructure your way out of it without adding phantom Boyd years and bankrupting our future. Look at the brutal math. It's a dollar-for-dollar swap. You trade Tremaine Edmunds to clear $15 million just to survive the March 11th deadline. Then you trade for Kayvon Thibodeaux and you instantly cannibalize that exact $15 million in cap space. Ben Solak over at ESPN didn't hold back. He said Thibodeaux's motor can run hot and cold, making him a difficult player to trust on a down-to-down basis. But then you turn on the 2023 tape. When he was healthy, he was an absolute monster. 11.5 sacks. On some plays, he bends the edge and looks like Lawrence Taylor. On other plays, he stands straight up and looks like he's waiting for the bus in the rain. But if the Bears truly believe they are in a real winning window right now, the upside of a former first-round talent might be the only way to stop opposing quarterbacks from pitching a tent in our backfield. We can't survive another year with 35 sacks. Poles knows it, Ben Johnson knows it, and they're willing to sacrifice Tremaine Edmunds to fix it. If you're sick and tired of watching this defense generate zero pressure, and you agree that 35 sacks is a flat-out embarrassment that needs to be fixed yesterday, hit that like button for me right now. It's a nod of agreement between us real fans who actually sit in the cold and care about the trenches. We're not looking for corporate spin. We're looking for someone to hit the quarterback. Don't you dare stop here. You've got to see how deep this financial rot actually goes. I've laid out the whole ugly mess in our full roster breakdown, so get over there and check it out before the league year flips on us. These dominoes are falling fast, and you need to see the rest of this math for yourself. Keep it real.